Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! This story happened when I was in 10th grade. Me and my two close friends, we knew each other since 3rd grade, went to a basketball court and played some basketball as usual. We played for around an hour and we were about to leave. Then a woman with her child around 13 walked to us and the child said that he wanted a 2v2. I accepted. Me and one of my friends were carrying the team and scored many points. After the game ended, the entitled mother accused me of being a cheater. Though I didn't, and the conversation went a bit like this.
You, stop right there.
Me? I didn't really know who she was talking about since me and my two friends were standing together.
Yeah, you. You have been scoring too many points and you are cheating.
How am I cheating? My friend tells her, yeah, how is he cheating?
Oh, so you three are ganging up on me. I'll tell you how. You,
she was talking to me,
knocked my son over and he's injured. I will have you come with me to the police station or I will call them myself.
Do what you gotta do, lady. The 13-year-old kid tells her, Mom, stop embarrassing me. I'm not even hurt.
Shut up. I'm doing this for your own good.
Or something like that, then she proceeds to call the police. Two policemen arrive. What's going on here? I start talking, but the entitled mother hit me in the chest. So I stopped talking and she instead started talking to them.
That kid hurt my son when they were playing a 2v2.
No, I didn't, officers. You can ask my friends if you don't believe me. I said calmly while that woman is starting to be really mad.
Shut your mouth up, you liar. Your friends don't qualify to be evidence of you not hurting my son.
Those were her exact words, while the kid just stood at the side silently. My friend says, our friend is innocent. He literally didn't do anything to her son. We just played together without any harm. The policeman then brought all of us to the police station to further understand the situation. The policeman then confirmed that I was innocent right after her son called her out on her nonsense and denied these false claims she was making. Then I got asked if I wanted to press charges for getting punched in the chest earlier. And of course, I wouldn't let a Karen get away with being a Karen. This story has been submitted to me by our channel's dear regular, Becky. Hope you enjoy it. This happened many years ago. My first child was almost a year old. It was a beautiful day in July and I had my baby outside in a large playpen with some toys to enjoy some fresh air. The playpen was in the shade of a large oak tree, which protected her skin from any strong rays from the sun. I loved these moments when I could have some mommy-daughter time playing peekaboo and blowing bubbles. My daughter loved to watch the bubbles, especially when my 35-pound mixed breed dog would try to catch it. My dog was very loving and very protective of my daughter. After playing for a while, my daughter held up her little cup. It was now empty. I took the cup and went inside to refill. My dog followed me inside. I told her to stay at the door and watch the baby. I quickly went to the kitchen to refill the juice cup. As I turned back around, I saw my dog jumping through the screen of the door, while making the scariest half-bark half-growl I had ever heard. I ran to the door. My heart was racing. I was flushed with fear. Was my baby okay? I could hear what sounded like my dog attacking something. As I reached the door, my eyes quickly surveyed the playpen which had been turned upside down around my daughter. This turned out to be life-saving. A large purebred dog had come into the yard and had tried to attack my child. My medium-sized mixed breed had caught the dog before he could get a hold of my daughter, knocking the playpen over and covering my daughter from harm. I remember grabbing a shovel that had been on the back step. I wanted to drive the big dog off before it hurt my dog. But my dog had a different idea. She was now chasing the bigger dog and the fight continued. I grabbed my daughter to make sure she was safe. I checked her all over and she didn't have a scratch. I was in tears as I held her tight and looked in the direction my dog and the other dog had gone. I could hear barking and yelping in the distance. I was heartbroken as I was sure my dog would not survive the battle with this much bigger dog. I ran inside with my baby and called a friend that lived in the direction I last saw my dog. For 20 minutes I paced waiting to hear from my friend. I heard a scratching at my front door. I looked through the window to see my dog wagging her tail. I could see she had blood and wounds on part of her body. So I quickly opened the door and brought her inside to assess her injuries. As I washed the blood from her fur, I realized that most of it was not hers. She did have some wounds on her shoulder and her back, but none of them seemed too bad. I left a message for my friend that I had my dog and was taking her to the vet, but I felt sure she would be okay. A couple of hours later, I was back home. I grabbed some extra blankets to make a soft, comfortable place for my dog to rest. My daughter had fallen asleep in the car, so I put her in her bed. I went back to the living room and sat on the floor beside my dog. I gently patted her and thanked her for saving my baby. I was a bit emotional as I realized how bad this could have been had it not been for my brave dog. My friend called me to see if I was home. He came to my house to see how my dog was, and he was very shocked to see how well my dog had fared in the fight. He told me the owner of the other dog had picked up his dog after someone recognized his dog. His dog was in real bad shape. This shocked me. I thought my dog had just got away from him. He was twice as big as my dog. I never dreamed that my dog would have come out on top. We both sat looking at my dog in disbelief. How was this even possible? As we tried to make sense of the whole thing, a knock came to the door. I opened the door to find a police officer and the owner of the other dog. The entitled dog owner says, "Where is your dog? I want it destroyed right now, and I'm going to sue you. Your dog killed my grand champion stud." I looked at the police officer and realized I knew him. "I don't understand. Your dog is dead?" I asked. "Yes, I had to put him down. He was hurt too bad. You're going to pay for this." "Do you want to tell me what happened?" the police officer asked. I explained to the officer what had happened. The officer turned to the entitled owner and asked why he let such an expensive dog run at large. "Sometimes he just needs a little freedom. There is very little traffic and he's never pet anyone." The officer turns back to me. "Do you want to press charges against this man? Your daughter may have emotional issues with this for years to come." "What are you saying? Her dog needs to be destroyed for killing my grand champion." "No, her dog was protecting her child on her property. Your dog tried to attack her child on her property. You have no case here. Her dog was doing what she was trained to do, and your dog was running at large and tried to attack a child who was in a playpen. My dog would never do anything like that. He was purebred, not some mongrel like her dog. I want to speak to your supervisor now. I assure you he's going to tell you the exact same thing." "I don't believe you. You're just trying to protect your friend. I demand to speak to your supervisor." The officer called his supervisor, and shortly after, the supervisor arrived. The entitled owner tried to push past me to get in my house. "Bring your dog out here now." "What is going on here?" the supervisor asked. The officer started to explain the situation, but the entitled owner interrupted. "Her dog is a menace and should be destroyed. If you don't do something, then I will. That mongrel killed my show champion." "Please do not interrupt. I will hear from both sides before I make my decision." The supervisor then looked at me. "May I see your dog?" "Certainly." The supervisor followed me inside. The entitled owner tries to follow, but the officer stops him and says, "We will wait here." "That hardly seems fair." "Well, you could wait in my car in cuffs then." "How dare you threaten me?" As the officer and entitled owner continue outside, I show the supervisor my dog and her wounds. Then I show him the broken screen that my dog jumped through and the backyard where the initial assault had occurred. The supervisor was quiet as he accessed that yard with the tufts of torn up grass from the two dogs' claws dug in while fighting. I have seen enough, thank you. The supervisor and myself made it back through the house. He stopped by my dog and gently patted her head. You are a very brave little dog. Once back outside, the supervisor revealed his decision. The dog was in her right to protect her young master. What about all the money I'm now out because of the loss of stud fee? If your dog was worth so much, it should have never been let to run unsupervised through the neighborhood. Her dog was doing what she was supposed to do, and that was to protect her owners. Had your dog not tried to attack, her dog would have never attacked your dog. The supervisor then paused and added, unless she wants to sue, then there is no case. The supervisor turns to the entitled owner, and after the threat you made against her dog, I must warn you that should something happen to her dog, we will be waiting to speak to you as you will be the main suspect. The entitled owner turns red on the face and storms away. I thank the officers. I can't help smiling about winning against an entitled owner. I didn't feel bad for the dog that had to be put down, but was very thankful for my protective brave little dog. Backstory: my dad is some kind of supervisor at a company that supplies and maintains fire alarms in hotels, restaurants, and so on. Not going to say the name for privacy reasons. In one of the hotel's clients of the company, my dad is friends with the owner. So me, my family, and up to 2 friends can come to their pool without being guests at the hotel and without paying a dime. The story: as I said, it's hot at this time of the year. Almost all of the daytime, 9 AM to 9 PM, is above 30 Celsius. So I decided to go to that exact pool with my girlfriend and my best friends. So I called the owner. We are friends also along with my father, and let him know. He said it's no problem and we can come anytime we want. We went there about 2 PM when it's hottest, but most awesome in the water since it's also kind of warm. There weren't many people. The pools are separated in 2. A kid's one about 90 centimeters to a meter, 35 to 39 inches, and an adult one that goes deeper about the center from 240 to 400 centimeters, about 8 to 13 foot. Yep, it's deep, but it's cool. So, in the adult one, except for the 4 of us, there is only one woman, who leaves about 5 minutes after we got there. We get our things set up on the chairs and I get to the part to get soda and snacks. I bring everything to the squad, and we all eat some, not all of it, it was sandwiches, and drink some soda, again, not all of it, and we then went straight to the pool. Note that we didn't jump in, didn't cause any disturbance or yell at all, just going casually through the edge or the ladder. In the kids' pool there was only one kid. That kid was with a woman that left, so no one except for us in the pool. We swam for a little, about 5 minutes, when this entitled parent and the entitled kid entered the scene. The conversation:
Excuse me, do you mind getting out of the pool?
Me as the most calm human being in the group? What seems to be the problem, ma'am? We didn't do anything. I wanted to say this as a question and as a communicative sentence.
You are taking too much space and my precious child can't swim.
First of all, her precious child is about a 7-year-old boy who can be in the adult pool. Second, this is a 30 by 50 meters, 98 by 164 feet long and wide pool, even though there is more than enough space. So I explained that to her and she says,
"No, I want you to leave now. Come on, just leave."
Then her entitled kid pitches in,
"Come on, just leave. This is our pool. The owner is my father."
The child said that. I laughed internally. I know the owner's family, believe it or not, it's not these people. So I tell them, no, I know the owner, you're not his family. The mother bends down to the pool and throws water at me, like a small child. My hair got wet since I hadn't gone underwater yet at the time, and she said the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
"Haha, you're wet now. Aren't you mad?"
Then I began to wonder about the meaning of my existence, as well as the existence of pools in which there is water. Me, my girlfriend and friends were just so confused. She says,
"Okay, now out."
I tell her, no thanks, I like it here.
"I will go report you to the lifeguard."
And she goes there and tells him everything was lies, of course. Note that the lifeguard heard everything firsthand. So he comes to us and whispers, "Don't worry, I'll take care of her. I heard what really happened." She was watching from a distance thinking she had won. The lifeguard tells her that we didn't do anything and there is enough space for everyone. Then he also tells her, "Also, your child can be in the adult pool."
"What? He's the best swimmer here. He can be wherever he wants."
Then she didn't know what to do, so she screamed in harassment.
"Ah, you're hitting me, manager."
Then the nice bar employee comes. Turns out he's in charge of the pool area today. "Yes, ma'am."
"He hit me."
The bar employee, me, my girlfriend and my two best friends says, "No, he didn't."
"Liars, all of you will go to jail."
The entitled parent at this point looking at us and says,
"Since you're rude to me, you'll give me your food and drinks for compensation."
I look at her and tells her, "Yeah, in your dreams."
"Respect your elderly young man." Unbelievable.
Then a bar employee already called the owner. He arrives and says, "Ma'am, I will need you to leave right now."
"They hit me and my child." "Yes, they hit us."
"No, I saw everything in the security cameras. I also saw that you two are not hotel guests, neither paid at the gate. You just slipped through." The entitled parent, now knowing that there were cameras, and she just left with her child. The nice hotel owner apologized and told the bar employee to give us another set of sandwiches for free. We swam for another 15 minutes, got out, and ate all of our food. End of the story? In a perfect world, yes. In this one, definitely not. After that, we went to change into casual clothing and got out of the wet swimsuits, took our belongings and left, saying thank you to the nice hotel owner and the bar employee. As we were leaving and heading towards the parking lot, we called my mom to come and pick us up. We see the lady waiting to confront us.
You stole my things and lied about everything. Give me my stuff now."
She tries to get a hold of the bag I'm holding. Everyone's towels, swimming suits, and some other stuff. Literally everything we own. As a healthy working out teen, I'm stronger than she is, and didn't let her get the bag. She started screaming in harassment without noticing that the parking lot also has cameras.
"Don't hit me! I am calling the police."
Then a hotel owner pops out of nowhere and tells her, "No, you're not. I am doing it." For lying and harassment. Apparently, my girlfriend went to call the manager without me noticing. He tells us, "Kids, go. I will take care of her." We went to my mother, who was on the other end and didn't hear anything. We got into the car, dropped us at my place to hang out for a bit, and my friends left a bit later. Completely by coincidence, my dad had an appointment with the owner that day, just a bit later, to discuss an upgrade in the fire alarm system. So he told my dad about everything. When he got home, he explained that the owner told him that after we left, he called the police, and after ID and breathalyzer check, the woman was arrested. Crime scene fleeing, drug distribution, being 0.10% drunk at a public place, and a lot more my father didn't bother to remember. We had a laugh, and I told my friends and they also laughed for a few minutes. Still laughing while writing this. And yes, that will be the end of it. I had a really high fever, cough, sore throat, headache, the whole works. But it wasn't COVID. Self-administered my COVID test. As I wasn't scheduled to work on the day I was ill, I decided that I would inform my supervisor the following day if I was still unwell and tested negative. Although I was on time off the following day too. Time off works a little differently in a sense that I could still be called back to work if there was an emergency. However, as I worked the night shift, there were two functions to it: urgent consultations over the phone/email and ground work. Also, there was a change in our core function for the night shift, which resulted in us handling significantly lesser cases, and due to manpower shortages, there is only 1 or max of 2 people on duty per night. I was still unwell the following day and informed my supervisor that, as I was on time off and unwell, I would not be able to perform Function 2, the groundwork, but would be able to perform Function 1, the urgent consultation if necessary. However, the supervisor mentioned that if I was ill, I should see a doctor and provide a doctor's note, as I could still be called back into work. However, I explained that this was a reason I was informing them, as I could still perform Function 1, but nope. Cue malicious compliance. Initially, I considered the manpower shortage and wanted to just use one of my entitlement, which allowed me to utilize that sick leave without a doctor's note, as I was feeling slightly better by the evening, and felt that with more rest I could carry on with my usual duties the following day. And I noted that I was the only one on shift for a few days the rest of the week, and I didn't want my team to scramble over a replacement, as I knew my doctor would provide me with a note which would cover my absence for the rest of the week. However, since it was insisted that I see a doctor as I was ill, I did so, and I did get a note to cover my absence till the end of the week. And now they are scrambling to find someone willing to work the days that I was the only one scheduled, because there is literally nobody else, which means the higher-ups will reluctantly have to cover for me. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.